In a move that's sending shockwaves across East Africa and stirring heated debate throughout the continent, Tanzania has just slammed the door shut on foreigners running small businesses in the country and is not backing down. On July 28, 2025, the government officially gazetted a bold new law that bans non-citizens from participating in 15 grassroots economic sectors, a decision that has left many cheering in Dar es Salaam, while others in Nairobi and Kigali are fuming. Signed by Dr. Selemani Jafo, Tanzania's Minister for Industry and Trade, the Business Licensing Prohibition of Business Activities for Non-Citizens Order 2025 is a sweeping directive aimed at reclaiming local economic space for Tanzanians and halting what many see as the silent economic colonization of small business sectors by foreigners. But is this patriotism or protectionism? Empowerment or exclusion? Let's just break it down. The law names 15 activities that are now off limits to foreigners. These include wholesale and retail trade, excluding supermarkets, mobile money transfers, electronic repairs, saloons unless inside hotels or tourism hubs, small-scale mining, postal and parcel delivery, local tour guiding, radio and TV station operation, brokerage in real estate and business, gambling machine operations outside casinos, cleaning services, crop purchasing directly from farms, and even running museums and curio shops. In short, if it's a business that an average Tanzanian could run on a street corner or a downtown market, it's now legally a citizen-only affair. Violators won't get off with a slap on the wrist. Foreigners currently holding licenses in these sectors will be allowed to operate until those licenses expire, but they will not be renewed. Once the paperwork runs out, so does the right to stay in business. If they violate this directive, they will pay a fine of roughly $4,000 or face imprisonment of up to 6 months or both. Also, foreigners hoping to sneak around the rules or register businesses on the Tanzanian fronts will face difficulty because there are penalties for Tanzanians too. Tanzanian citizens who assist non-citizens in these restricted activities also face penalties, including a fine of roughly $2,000 or up to 3 months in jail. So why now? Why would Tanzania risk regional backlash at a time when the East African community is supposed to be deepening integration, not building economic walls? According to officials in President Samia Suluhu Hassan's administration, it's all about economic justice for the average Tanzanian. For too long, they argue, locals have been priced out and muscled out by foreign traders operating informally or bypassing legal investment channels. Walk through Kariakoo, Dar es Salaam's buzzing commercial hub, and you will find countless shops and stalls run by foreigners, many without proper credentials, dominating everything from electronics to textiles. Leaders like Severin Mushi, chair of the Kariakoo Traders Association, have applauded the move as long overdue. Mushi reportedly said the decision finally levels the playing field, curbing years of unfair competition that left Tanzanians struggling in their own markets. Others in the manufacturing and industrial policy space agree, pointing out that local reinvestment and employment naturally increase when businesses are owned by Tanzanians. Why should a mobile money kiosk or a parcel delivery route be in foreign hands when young Tanzanians are jobless and ready to hustle? But here's the thing. This story isn't just about Tanzania. It's about the entire African continent grappling with one uncomfortable question. Who really owns Africa's informal economy? In Kenya, lawmakers are already sounding the alarm. Furious over the new restrictions, they've called on President William Ruto to hit back by banning Tanzanian workers in Kenyan mining fields and imposing retaliatory trade sanctions. According to Kenyan legislators, Tanzania's directive violates the East African Community's Common Market Protocol, which guarantees free movement of people, goods, services, and capital within the bloc. So, is Tanzania safeguarding its economy, or is it breaching a decades-old pact of regional unity? The timing is no coincidence. With general elections looming in October and an economy under pressure, the Suluhu administration is clearly responding to growing public demand for economic nationalism. In May, Tanzania banned the use of foreign currencies in local transactions, another move that ruffled feathers internationally, but played well at home. This latest business restriction fits into a broader nationalist strategy to put Tanzanians first, echoing a sentiment that's rising in many African countries. We are tired of being tenants in our own economies. And to be fair, the concerns are not unfounded. Across Africa, locals frequently complain that foreigners, especially from Asia and within the continent, have taken over entire sectors like retail, hairdressing, and real estate brokerage. Often, these foreign entrepreneurs operate informally, undercut prices, and remit profits abroad, leaving little for the local economy to grow. That is why many Tanzanians are hailing this law as a long-awaited reset. The potential benefits: more job opportunities for locals, fairer competition, increased local reinvestment, and perhaps even greater national pride in homegrown enterprise. Tanzanian small-scale industrialists in particular are optimistic that this policy will allow local innovators to start small, build up capacity, and eventually scale up into medium or even large firms. Why build capacity in locals if foreigners are going to scoop up the profits? But not everyone's on board. In Kenya, the backlash is already intense. Business leaders see this as a hostile move that threatens regional trade. They argue that if every country starts ring-fencing their markets, the whole East African integration project could unravel. If Tanzania can ban Kenyans from running a hair salon or tour company, what is stopping Kenya from banning Tanzanian tea or maize? Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, and South Sudan are watching closely, worried this could spark a domino effect. Will other nations follow Tanzania's lead and start drawing economic red lines? Or will this spark a new round of diplomatic clashes that fracture the unity Africa so desperately needs? And from a broader continental perspective, what precedent does this set? Could this embolden other African countries to implement similar restrictions in the name of economic patriotism? After all, from Nigeria's border closures to Ghana's clampdown on foreign-owned retail shops, nationalist economic policies are nothing new. But are they effective? Or are they short-term fixes that sacrifice regional unity for domestic applause? What happens to the Pan-African dream when countries begin to wall off opportunities from each other's citizens? Is this just a necessary step in building local resilience, or a dangerous slide into economic isolationism? There are no easy answers. Tanzania's move has certainly struck a nerve, drawing praise for protecting citizen livelihoods and criticism for undermining regional cohesion. It lays bare the tension between two powerful forces shaping Africa's future: the urgent need for economic inclusion at home, the long-term dream of an integrated borderless Africa where Africans trade freely with each other. And maybe this controversy is exactly what the continent needs: a wake-up call. A moment to rethink what African unity should look like in practice, not just in treaties and protocols, but but in how we structure our markets, how we empower, and whose dreams we prioritize. One thing's for sure, Tanzania has lit a fire, and the rest of Africa is watching closely. Your perspective matters. What do you make of Tanzania banning foreigners from engaging in local businesses? Do you think other African countries should do the same? Share your thoughts and insights in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.